Hello. I am at the place of Canada, one of the beautiful places to visit in Montreal. So this place is beautiful. So I'll be showing you some of the monuments of people who lost their lives during First War and Second World War. So this place is called Place of Canada. Viva Gaza! Someday, Gaza. So, live from Place of Canada, one of the beautiful places here to visit. So, Place of Canada is situated in Montreal downtown. It is a big park. When you see some of the monuments of big people like William Macdonald, first Prime Minister of Canada, and Wilfrid Laurier, some of the soldiers that were fighting for Canada. So this place is called Place of Canada, and this place is really beautiful. So for those who knows Montreal, I'm not far from St. Catherine Street and Pitt Street. So the corner of St. Catherine, the Pitt Street, downtown Montreal, not far from McGill University. And this is a place where you can enjoy the view of the city. So this place is called Place of Canada, one of the places that you should visit. Beautiful building here. Wow. Very beautiful. So I'll be going to show you guys the monument that I was talking about. Beautiful flowers, beautiful monument, beautiful people, beautiful birds or birds. So this monument is for a soldier who fought in South Africa. I think some Canadian soldiers fought in South Africa, and it's called Imperium and Libertas, South Africa. And let me see what is written on this monument. So The monument is commemorating the heroic devotion of the Canadians who fell in the South African War. And so it is commemorating the valor and values of their comrades. So sign down here, Perdberg. Perdberg, I don't know if the area in South Africa. I don't know if there are South Africans that are following me. But Perdberg, where is this place here? I don't know. Probably the South Africa place. Perdberg. So the monument here, down here, you can see the soldier who fought in South Africa. So it was a Royal Canadian infantry. Let me see what is. Royal Canadian Infantry. So I can see the Kimberley. Perdberg, Johannesburg. So this I think is Mafeking, Pretoria, Hearts River, Belfast, Edinburgh, Diamond Hill, Faber's Puts. So this is one of the places where they fought Canadian. So this is a memorial kind of monument for them. So for royal people, Canadian royal people who fought in for South Africa. I didn't know all that. So I didn't know that the Canadian fought for South Africa. I don't know what time. I don't think it is during Nelson Mandela's time. I think it's a long time. Probably it was when England was still fully controlling Canada, but it's still, Canada is still under the rule of the king or the queen or the king, but I don't know if when this happens. So I want to do a research and ask when it happens that Canadian go and fought for South Africa. So good story to learn. So that story I didn't know. So let me see this man. This man is called this one is called Wilfrid Laurier. The Wilfrid Laurier was he said, the governing motive of my life has been to harmonize the different elements which compose our country. So let me see who is Wilfrid Laurier. Wilfrid Laurier. So who was Wilfrid Laurier became Canada's 7th Prime Minister in 1896, serving in that role until 1911, the longest unbroken term to date. He was a strong supporter of individual liberty and decentralized federalism. He left complex legacy that holds a variety of meaning to those impacted by decisions made under his leadership. So he was the first French Canadian Prime Minister. Yeah, the first French Canadian Prime Minister. So he was the Prime Minister in 1896. So from 1896 to 1911, French Prime Minister, first one. So this guy is Wilfrid Laurier Memorial. Good to know. Thank you, Google. People enjoying their meals here. And one of the nice church here to see, Madeleine du Monde Cathedral, Catholic is a basilica, Catholic church. Yeah, Wilfrid Laurier. Yeah, now I learned that Wilfrid Laurier was the first French Prime Minister of Canada. And a long-serving guy, so Wilfrid Laurier. Place of Canada. Right here, I'm going to cross the Nelevec area. Big hotel here, the Queen Elizabeth. As you know, Canada is still under Commonwealth, so it is still actually the ruler of this country, still the king. Nice car though for tourism. So as a king, so it's still the king who is controlling Canada. So there are some people who don't like it, and they are claiming that they should be really fully independent. So there are some independentists, they don't really like being ruled by the king. So especially here in this area, French area, they don't like being under the rule of the King Charles. So now we are heading to a place called Macdonald place. So I will be seeing. Let me see what is saying this Macdonald. So the Macdonald. Okay, Macdonald. Who was Macdonald Prime Minister? So he was John Alexander Macdonald. Yeah, John Alexander Macdonald. So he was the first, yes. So he was the first Prime Minister of Canada, serving from 1867 to 1873. and from 1878 until his death in 1891. So when he died, he was still serving Canada. Wow. So the guy he served from 1867 to 1873, and then he served from 1878 to 1891, so until he died. He was the dominant figure of Canadian Confederation, and he had a political career that spanned almost half a century. Yeah, William John A. Macdonald. Wow.
Hello, skeleton.
Big guy, big politicians. William Macdonald. So, Montreal, Canada, downtown place of Canada. Plus there should the guy come and visit. Dog is angry. Dog is very angry. I don't know why. So guys, I showed you Place of Canada. So in about 5 minutes I'll be stopping broadcasting from this place. I hope you enjoyed my visit, the visit of this place. So let me go and see another one. So we saw Wilfrid Laurier. We saw some people, soldiers who fought for South Africa. And also we saw John Macdonald, who was the first Prime Minister of Canada. And also we saw the first French Prime Minister of Canada, Wilfrid Laurier. And here, this is a monument to the glory of God and the memory of the immortal dead who brought us honor and peace. So this one is really a monument for people who died in 1914 to 1918 during the First World War, and who died from 1939 to 1945. This is the Second World War, 1950 to 1953. I don't know what happened here, but people died. So I will go and check what happened in 1950 to 1953. What happened here? 1950 to 1953. So what happened was 1950 to 1953. Okay, let us see what happened here. Oh my God. There was a Korean War. The Korean War started in 1950. Yeah, and it ended in 1953 after the signing of armistice in Japan. Okay, so Canada fought in the Korean War, Korea War. So at the end of Second World War, Korea, which had formerly been occupied by Japanese, was divided along with to 38 parallel. This was an internal border between North and South Korea based on a cycle of latitude. So North Korea, supported by the Soviet Union, invaded the South on the 25th June 1950, which was supported by the United States. Oh, now I start to understand. So North Korea was supported by the Soviet Union. Oh boy. Though the story, you see, is recurring. So we are now experiencing the same story, friends. The 3 years war was exceptionally bloody and led to the death of 3 million people and tens of thousands of casualties. Listen to oral histories from those who fought in the Korean War and discover the unique story of the conflict in Voice of the Korean War. Oh boy. People are crazy, huh? People really are crazy. This world is crazy because they keep on fighting and they don't learn from history. As you can see what is going on now in Ukraine and what's going on even still in South Korea and North Korea, they are still divided. So it's really... So let me see what happened to these Canadian people during this Korea War. So I am looking for what happened to Canadian. Canada, Korea. Whoa. So what happened to Canadian? As part of a United Nations force. Okay, so they were part of the United Nations. Oh no. So 26,791 Canadian military personnel served in the Korea War during both the combat phase and the peacekeepers afterward. After the two world wars, Korea remains Canada's third bloodiest overseas conflict, taking the life of 516 Canadian and wounding more than 1,200. Oh no. Oh no. People are crazy. No, these wars are making me crazy. I don't like when people fight. It's like behaving like animals. And I don't think that they're taking out lives of people for nothing. So now let's sit down. So we still have problem with Korea, South and North. So people died in 1950 to 1953, and this monument was for them. Oh. Okay. Somebody is about Jesus Christ walks into hotel, hands in keeper. Okay. Okay, some people are discussing about Jesus and the God. That is another story. But friends, those who are watching me, you saw that different wars happens in Canada. No, not in Canada, actually in the world, and the Canadian fought those wars. So the first World War, the Second War, and this is one of the guns that probably was used in this war. And what I was saying is that why people don't learn from story? That was nothing. So why people keep on fighting, you know? So sometimes some nations they behave like kids. So I don't know why people they still fight. Probably you can answer. So thank you. That was the story of Macdonald, who was the first prime minister of Canada, long-serving man, and he died where he was a prime minister. We learn about Wilfrid Laurier, who was the first French prime minister, so a prime minister who is coming from Quebec, the French province. And we learn about the South African War that was fought by Canadian too. So I will go and check what happened for the South Africa. Just let me take a small also research. Interesting to know. South Africa. South Africa. Africa War. Canadian. Oh my. Okay, so this happens also. The South Africa War happens in 1899 to 1902, 1902, and is known the Boer War. More than 70,000 Canadians volunteered to service alongside the British forces. I was wondering. So that were Canadians who served as the volunteering to go and fight for British people who were fighting in South Africa. Okay, so 7,000 Canadians volunteered for service alongside the British forces there. So the Canadian soldiers served with great distinction. 5 of them earned the Victoria Cross bravery. So how many Canadians died there? Okay, this harsh strategy eventually defeated the Boers. So there was Boers who were fighting there. So who served in South Africa? Of the Canadians who served in South Africa, 267 were killed and are listed in the books of remembrance. The Canadian government claimed at the time that the overseas expedition was not a precedent. Okay, so another war in the beginning of 1900. So actually in 1899, almost so. 1899, 1 year before 1900. Happens that a big war, and the big war was that the Canadian went and they fought for the British, and people died there. Very sorry. So those wars really don't give us people don't learn from history. That's very, very sad to learn that people don't really learn that. Fighting is no sense. So people just died. And who is profiting those wars? I don't know who. May get money, but you won't. You not really. When you die, you leave that money, actually. So I don't know why people, they keep fighting. My advice not is to negotiate, talks, and resolve the problems. But many people, they don't do that. So friends, we learned really many things today. I think in my other videos, I'll be going to those kind of places because also I am learning. I learn about Macdonald, I learn about Wilfrid Laurier. I learned that there are people who died in South Africa, 1900. I learned about the story. So thank you for watching. I wish you a pleasant day. Please subscribe to my videos or like it, because I think this kind of story or history is good for many people. So if you like videos, it may be dispatched to other people. Thank you very much. Have a good day.